juniors in the mix. They're going to do a good job protecting Hopkins, who committed to UAB earlier this offseason. So, you know, they'll have to do a good job protecting him tonight, and also paving the way for Isaiah Cobb and T. Hodges, who will also get some touches at running back tonight.
Well, talk a little bit more about the defensive tackle, senior Dylan Hildebrand. He goes both ways, and that's very unusual on a Maryville squad.
Dylan Hildebrand is a very, very, very large athlete. 6'8", 340-pound kid. I don't believe he will be starting on the offensive line, but you will see him take some snaps at the left tackle spot, and on defense, he has been lined up at nose tackle. He's a guy that is, with his sheer size, is going to demand multiple blocks each play. He's a guy he's going to be swallowing up a center and at least one other guard, sometimes if not two. With that wingspan he's got, he can get his hands out there and press on that center, throw his big hips into the guard, and really just blow up the hole, which that may cause problems for Oakland's running game. They like to run that triple option offense, similar to what we saw last week with Hendersonville. So he's a guy that he's probably going to cause some problems here tonight.
Well, and then Oakland, a big winner over Indy. That game was on TV. Talk a little bit about Oakland. I mean, they got some, hey, the names have changed, but they're still scoring touchdowns and putting points on the board.
And last week, they made it very, very evident that they are still definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with around here. As you said, the names have changed just a bit, but a lot of these kids that we don't know had very good seasons last year on the JV squad. They got some carries. They had some snaps on JV. A couple of them had some snaps on varsity as well. Very valuable snaps, and they have really stepped up, and against a good Independence squad, really whipped them last week. And as I said earlier, they only gave up 6 points to Independence, who had scored at least 14 in about 14 games straight. So we'll start out on the offensive side of the ball for Oakland. Their running game, obviously huge. That is almost their entire offense. One of their biggest wing backs, you hear some college coaches call him kind of a butt sniffer. You'll see him lined up usually behind the tight end, sometimes behind an offensive tackle, and what you would call the D gap on that outside hip of that offensive tackle. That would be senior Geron Brooks. Brooks had some carries last season, and he's more than likely going to be one of the top rushers for Oakland this year. He's a very talented kid. He runs good routes in the passing game, and he's got good hands as well, which is something that Oakland likes to throw the ball to their wingbacks as well. They have to be very versatile. He's a guy that, as a college recruiter, I'm looking at him as an athlete, is what you would list him as. He's a guy, you could line him up in the slot and be just as confident with him playing slot receiver, or you could put him in the backfield in a regular offense. He can play running back. A very versatile kid. And staying in the backfield, fullback Mookie Wilson. He's a junior. His first varsity start. He's a big kid, weighs about 220 pounds, was actually the starter going into the season last year and suffered a shoulder injury in their second game and was lost for the rest of the year. So Wilson was a guy that they know, hey, this kid can step up and contribute if we're trusting him to start as a sophomore on Friday nights last season. In his limited play time that he did have last season, he averaged a big chunk of yardage, 7.4 yards a carry last year, and had a good game against Independence as well. And it'll be interesting to see how that Oakland offensive line can fare against that nose tackle to try to get Mookie Wilson into open field. And then moving to the quarterback spot, Coach Creasy is a guy that has been known in the past to use a rotation of quarterbacks. When he was the coach at Trousdale County, won 3 state titles. All 3 of those years, he had multiple quarterbacks that were getting playing time. And that's going to be the case this year, as Brendan Matthews has left last season. The 2 quarterbacks you're going to see tonight, one of them more of a runner. You're going to see him in more in those option type plays. And then the other one you're going to see come in, and he's the guy that's going to be handling most of the passes. At least that was what we saw last week. That could very well change. This is only our second game of the season with a young team. The runner that I was talking about is Timmy Goodrich. Goodrich is a senior. Got some snaps at quarterback last year. He was the backup for Matthews. He attempted only one pass last week, but he did have 7 carries for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns against Independence. So a guy that has proven that he's very comfortable in this option offense and he can handle it. And then Brevin Linnell, the guy that is most likely going to be handling most of the passing. On passing downs, 3rd and long, you'll see Linnell in the game. Last week, 3 of 4 for 72 yards. So in the limited time that he did get to throw the ball last week, you know, that's a 75% completion percentage, and he had dang near 100 yards on only three completions. So pretty good ratio right there for Linnell. And moving over, a guy that is probably it could be the hero here tonight, and technically a special teams player, but he's going to help out on offense. That's kicker Aaron Sears. The guy, we mentioned Sears last week, set the state record for the most consecutive PATs last week. Currently, that is sitting at 111 in a row. So tonight, very confident that he will keep that going, moving on into the season. Last week we were talking about Thomas Burks at Blackman. I used the word automatic. This is another kid, very automatic. Had a field goal last week against Independence. And he's going to also handle the punting duties tonight. And on those drives where Oakland is going to have to punt, if I'm Oakland, I'm telling him more than likely, with as strong of a leg and as accurate of a leg as he has, I'd kick that ball out of bounds, try to give that defense the best field position that you can get right there. Last year also as a kicker, 9 of 11 with a long of 48 yards. So there's going to be some drives with this young offense that are probably going to stall, and he may end up saving the day for them here tonight.
Well, let's talk about that defensive side.
Defensive side of the ball, very young group. Only returned 2 starters from last season, both defensive linemen. One of them is a guy that is going to make a lot of plays tonight, as he did last week. That's junior defensive end Christian Cantrell. Last week against Independence, Cantrell had 6 tackles, a fumble recovery, and he also will spend some time playing tight end on offense as well. And he makes up for his smaller size against offensive tackles. He has really good technique, is very quick off that edge, a good pass rusher. I expect him to be in the face of Hopkins tonight as Maryville tries to establish their passing game. And then moving over just to the line behind them, to the linebacker spot, you'll have Cameron Snelling. Snelling is a kid that is, you compare him kind of like to a J.J. Watt if you're talking NFL football. Just a freak athlete, extremely strong. He weighs 200 pounds. His last bench max was listed at 375 pounds. So that proves to you that with that type of strength, he's going to be able to combat the good size of these Maryville blockers, and he's going to be able to probably have his way with those tight ends blocking as well. And then moving into the secondary, this is a guy that I guarantee you are going to hear his name quite a bit over the next 2 years. Last week had a good game. That is corner Woody Washington. Woody Washington actually just this past Wednesday picked up his first college offer from the Tennessee Vols. So he's a kid that's certainly garnering a lot of attention already as just a junior after having only 1 start so far this year. A very athletic kid. Had 4 tackles and 1 pass defended against, and that went against Independence last week. He's very physical. Oakland likes to play that press coverage on the outside. They'll get up on the line of scrimmage. They try to hit those wide receivers right off the snap, try to throw them off their route. Washington, very good. He keeps his weight back on his hips, stays balanced so that he's able to turn his hips, move either way that the receiver starts to go, and he gets his hands out and presses against those receivers, and it really knocks off the timing of not only the receiver but the quarterback as well.
Keys to the game?
Moving on to our keys to the game, we've got, for the Maryville Rebels, got to have a balanced offense tonight. I want to see them get that running game going early. If they can get that running game established, I think that's going to help out quite a bit because it's going to force Oakland to start to bring 7 and 8 men into the box. And then that's when you start to go over the top, and Hopkins can start to distribute the ball to some of his top playmakers in receivers, Byron Brown and tight end Blake Watson. And then defensively, I want to see them try to force Oakland to throw the ball quite a bit in that triple option offense. 75%, 80% of the plays you're going to see them try to establish tonight, it's going to be that triple option. It's going to be a run. You're going to see some end arounds from Oakland. If they can force Oakland to try to throw the ball, something that they're not accustomed to doing quite as much, I think that's going to help them out tremendously. And special teams, they've got to put pressure on Aaron Sears. This game is going to be a dogfight tonight. It may very well come down to a field goal at the end of the game. I would like to see them. They need to come hard off those edges on kicks. That one blocked field goal, that one blocked extra point, that one blocked punt that gives you better field position, that might be the difference here tonight in the two very evenly matched teams. Moving on to the Oakland Patriots. Offensively, tempo is the biggest thing. That's something that they need to establish early. They need to get the ball into a lot of their younger guys' hands, get them the confidence tonight, showing them, I can get 2, 3 yards, 4 yards. We can move the ball, pick up first downs. That confidence is something that is huge for a young player. It helps them move on into the later stages of the game and know that, hey, we're going to come out here, we're going to execute the game plan. We don't care who the opponent is. We're going to get work done. Defensively, they held Independence to 6 points last week. They had a tremendous defensive game last week. Maryville, on the other hand, they gave up 49 points. Their offense did score 42, but if I'm Oakland, you got to lean on that defense tonight. Only giving up 6 points last week. They played a really physical game. They were able to play fast. If they can continue to do that here tonight, keep some of those bend but don't break. Keep some of those long drives, hold them to a field goal instead of letting them get into the end zone. That's something that is going to play very big into probably is what I'm guessing is probably going to be sort of a low-scoring game here tonight. If you like defense, then you've tuned into the right place here tonight.
Who you like?
That's tough. That's really tough to say. Just because of the experience that they have over Oakland, Oakland's a younger team. They're both teams very talented, but with Oakland being a little bit younger, some of those Maryville guys already have been in this situation. I'm going to go with Maryville, but I'd say anywhere from 3 to 10 point margin on either side of the ball.
You like that offensive line that Maryville has?
Yeah.
And you think running the ball, trying to wear down Oakland and frustrating them, keep playing keep away.
Correct, yeah. If you can hang on to the ball, you can establish that running game. You're going to play a physical brand of football. It's like you just said, very, very frustrating to the other team because when you're getting those small chunks of yards where it's only 3, 4 yards, you're hanging on to the ball for a very long time and you're picking up first downs, moving the ball down the field. And then, as I said earlier, it's going to force them to bring some of those safeties into the box, maybe bring in another linebacker, throw in another defensive lineman, and then you can start to go over the top and maybe get a big play or two.
Well, it's just going to be an interesting ball game because, Derek Hunt, his second game of his career as a head coach, trying to keep that tradition going with the Maryville Rebels.
This is quite possibly already, even in the second game, probably going to be both of these teams' game of the year, to be quite honest with you. It's really kind of a treat, especially for the fans, that they get to see two high-powered teams like this early in the year. And what would you want as a head coach more if you're Derek Hunt than to get a win on the road at an Oakland team that you lost to in the state semis last year to really put kind of a big star early on in your career?
Even though there's 8 games left, and even if these two teams supposedly squirted out on the other end come November, it's still it means something tonight.
It does, and in the two divisions that they play in, this is a game that even though you're not in your district, it could play very big into the standings at the end of the season. You know, these are both teams that are very capable of, this might be their only loss this season. And playing in a district where you've got, you know, Blackman across town, very capable of going 10-0. This is a really big game, especially to have this early in the year.
How big's that kid again, Hildebrand?
6'8", 340.
6'8", 340. We don't see many of those.
He's quite. I'm a big boy myself. I'm 6'1". I weigh a little bit over 300 pounds, and I was walking on the field.
That's all Fiorella.
Yeah, walking on the field after the game, or right here before the game. I walked right past him, and man, I tell you what, if I went up to him to talk to him, he'd look down at me, and I wouldn't want any part of that if I'm one of Oakland's offensive linemen. But that's me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at Ray Hughes Stadium, staring down less than 18 minutes. Color guard is in the end zone. I suspect we're going to honor our colors and get ready to rock and roll. Maryville has not come in that strong. I did have a lot of the Maryville fans say they were going to watch Stork Vision. I had a guy actually call me on the phone. We talked for about 10, 15 minutes. He thanked me very much for bringing Stork Vision to East Tennessee.
Good little drive for them. It's good, close to 3-hour drive. You're switching time zones, but for a game of this magnitude, we still got about 15, just over 15 minutes before game time. Still got a couple fans filing in. For the drive that they have to make, they brought their band tonight. They really do have a pretty good little crowd over there.
Oh, one of the best fan bases. Their fan base, the Mafia, all those guys, they follow pretty heavily. Message board fanatics. You don't want to get into it with them on Coach T, that's for sure. But they'll tell you it's all in fun and games. They've pulled my string several times. Coach Creasy, with this double quarterback deal, I watched the television game. I did DVR it as he suggested and watched a little bit of it. And Washington got hurt a little bit there last week.
Yeah, he did. Saw them down there on the field warming up. He looked good throwing the ball.
Okay.
Not running around too much down there right now before the game. So we'll have to see what happens while he comes in to run the ball. But dropping back, crossing your feet over, setting those feet, throwing the ball, he looked good to me. Probably just a little bit of a stinger. You get your bumps and bruises, and it's even early on in the season, it's tough to stay healthy. After those games on your first game of the year, during practice that week, you might go. Your coach might say, okay, you know what? We got banged up a little bit. Let's go shells another day instead of full pads. So you might only come out there in your shoulder pads, and then a lot of them on Thursdays after your walkthrough, that's ice bath day. You got to get in that ice bath, take care of your body, stay hydrated. Very important to take care of yourself here early on in the year because we still got quite a bit of football left to play.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It is early in this game. I mean, you definitely want to make it to playoffs,
right,
and then decide once you get down to week 7, 8, and 9. But, the one games I love is that 6, 7, 8 because I call those the sleepy games. If you're not paying attention, that's where a team that you're not expecting, that you're on your schedule, that week 6, that week 7, that week 8, right around that fall break, it's a dangerous time.
Yeah, it can be. It could come back and bite you. You have those games where you're like, this is a game where it could end up being a smaller school. You could end up even that late in the year. You could end up playing like a 5A school, and it's a team where you're like, okay, just going to have us a good week of practice, do what we do, and then all of a sudden, on the drop of a hat, bam, your star player goes down. What do you do from there? So, again, very, very important to try to take care of yourself early in the year so that just in case you do get into that situation, you don't have as many guys going down.
Our last weekend to really be, the center stage, because next week we'll be into college football. I mean, we'll be competing with other media outlets. There'll be other games going on. College football will kick off. It'll be Labor Day. But these first two, I always love this time of the year, just getting into the flow, enjoying high school football and it being the center stage.
It's nice that, you get at least 1, 2 sometimes, and even some places you get 1, 2, 3 games before the college season kicks off. There's nothing like the experience of a high school football game. You get the small town feel. Everybody's going in the community. You're going to come out to the game on Friday night. This is what you do to start your weekend. Everybody gets off work Friday. What are you going to do? I'm going to the game tonight.
Here we go. We're going to honor our colors.
And your number 3, Oakland Patriots. Tonight's game will be officiated under the rules and regulations of the National Federation of High Schools and the TSSAA. The Rebels come into tonight's contest with a record of 1-0. The Rebels are coached by Derek Hunt. The Oakland Patriots come into tonight's contest with a record of 1-0. The Patriots are under the direction of head coach Kevin Creasy. His assistants are Jeremy Anderson, Vladimir Borombozen, Stephen Britton, Josh Connor, Brad Cowett, Josh Harris, Stephen Jackson, Adam Keaton, Brian Linnell, Randy O'Brien, Matt Parker, Kyle Shoulders, and Alex Smithson. For our visitors, the concession stands and restroom facilities are located in the south end zone for your convenience. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise for the presentation of colors. Now entering the field, the color guard from Oakland High School Junior ROTC program. Members of tonight's color guard are Staff Sergeant Haley Brooks, Staff Sergeant Ryan Kellogg, Master Sergeant Natalie Gum, and Second Lieutenant Eva Morris. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Oakland High School Marching Band. Please remain standing as the colors leave the field. Thank you.
Oakland Patriots coming out from the back of us
While you're
right now. They're getting ready to make their way onto the field.
Be sure to stop by the blue tent.
Maryville Rebels on the far side of the field going through their last preliminary
the Oakland High School
game
volleyball
thoughts.
Team selling fried Oreos.
Field doesn't look the best shape. I'm surprised. We were over
can
Blackman.
personally
It looked
vouch
pretty
that they are
good. Don't
very
know
good.
what chemicals or whatever they use, but I'm not for sure what you call it. But it looks like we've had something else here, and that paint or whatever, how they mowed it, it is shaded a little different.
I was going to say, I believe they had a soccer game here yesterday. I know the midfield markings, and I can see a goalie box. It looks a lot like soccer. Believe they had a game yesterday. And you know, as far as the conditions of the field, it does look a little bit dry out there.
It does.
Some of that grass kind of looks, especially from this angle. I don't know if you folks can quite see it on your screens, but it looks a little more like some of it's like dirt. You know, so on this playing field tonight, it is a very nice night weather-wise. Not too windy. It's very, you know, nice and sunny right now. It's going to cool off quite a bit, so we may get a little bit of dew on that field in the second half. So we'll have to see, you know, how that affects the players. I don't think it should play too big of a factor, but definitely does look a little bit worse than Blackman's, I would have to say, from last week.
Number 15, Geron Brooks, coming out on the field. He's down there. He's going to be one of the captains tonight, along with big number 31, Blake Spencer, along with number 26, the kicker, Aaron Sears, and double deuce, Malik Marshall. Those are your captains for the Oakland Patriots. Maryville yet to send their two captains out. Oakland student body making their way out on the field to form a small tunnel.
It's kind of nice. They got that little tunnel out over there. Run out onto the field then, and then you've got the sign, obviously. It's really a cool effect that they have down there. Kind of gives you more of a like a pro type of a feel.
Shoot, back in 2007, 2006, SQ Willis used to have smoke coming out down there at Smyrna.
Oh yeah, and then you know you go over to Tomahawk Stadium, you got the TP smoking. You know, every school's got a little something different that's, you know, really makes it unique. And you know, it's like, you know, I'm here at a Riverdale football game. You know, I see that TP out there. Robert L. Riggs Stadium, you said they got that as well.
Chief Winnemall.
Yeah.
At Tomahawk Stadium. We'll see Chief Winnemall next Friday night.
Yep, that'll be the Riverdale and Siegel matchup.
That is going to be the first, I guess what you call region. We would call it old district. You know,
right.
Because I still like to say, I wish we still had the old 4-5-8 district where we played Lebanon and all of us had to play each other, you know. But now with that split, like we talk about Smyrna and all that, it's just a little bit.
It seems kind of like, as far as Rutherford County teams go, they sort of split it right at the Smyrna-Murfreesboro line, because you've got all your Murfreesboro teams are in a region themselves, and then you've got Stewart's Creek, Smyrna, Laverne. They're playing with a lot of Davidson County teams. They've got Overton in that division, Cane Ridge, a very good football team. They've done well with that program over the last couple of years.
Talk about our defensive team's captains.
All right, so the captains for the Maryville Rebels are going to be running back number 2, Isaiah Cobb. We're going to have number 30, Carter Harris, number 18, Josh Rouse, and number 56, Riley Janot. Janot, a linebacker for them. You know, they lost T.D. Blackman, a very, very, very good linebacker.
Excellent football player.
So they're going to have a couple guys playing that linebacker position that are going to try to make up for what they lost in T.D. Blackman. Janot, one of them.
Appreciate everybody tuning in last week and also tuning in this week. We even had somebody from Italy watching, as we told you prior to the broadcast. Fiorella is not German, it is Italian, is it not?
It is Italian. Cannot confirm if that was a family member or not. I do have family over there, never met them before, but you never know. It's very small world sometimes.
There you go. Minutes away from getting getting started here, waiting on Steven Jackson. We're the only television coverage here, so not waiting on anybody with a red flag in the end zone and all that. Game moves pretty quick with Stork Vision. We've got one paying advertising person, John Jones Real Estate, right here in Rutherford County, Murfreesboro, the real estate magnet. So, you don't really wait. This is just like a normal game. We're just trying to bring the game live to you.
Yeah, we really want to get going. Try to bring you guys a good experience tonight. We really sincerely hope that you enjoy the broadcast.
Look at Maryville, the way that they're entering, just like they normally do. I guess they pick their normal entry. They make a special entry even when they're at their home field. So walking in that single line formation.
And Stork, to be honest with you, this is the first time I've gotten myself to see the Maryville Rebels in person.
You're kidding?
No, I have not. I have yet to see them in person. I've seen a lot of tape, and you hear all the stories.
You're in for a treat.
It's a big tradition. Arguably the best high school football program in the state of Tennessee. I'm very excited to get to see them in person here tonight.
Well, I'm just glad Derek Hunt decided to play. It's just, I don't care what anybody says, it's a great matchup. I want to be tested early. I want to find out where I am and where I need to go if I want to make it to playoffs and make a good run.
If you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And that's what we have here tonight. These are two of the top teams in the state, both ranked in the state. Oakland, number 7 right now. Maryville is sitting at number 4. So, very, very evenly matched, only separated by 3 spots in the state standings, both top 10 teams, and, a very, very good measuring stick to, show these coaches where their football team is here early.
Steve Jackson down there talking to him, seeing which one of them's going to call the toss.
While I was down there earlier, I did hear Coach Creasy say that if they won the toss, that they wanted to defer to the second half. So if Oakland wins that toss, they're going to go on defense first.
Here come the Patriots. Little smoke. I don't know if that was flour or smoke.
And here come your Oakland
Looked like a little smoke machine, I believe.
It's fire extinguisher. I see him holding it.
They got the sledgehammer out tonight. Tecoy Randolph leading them out onto the field.
Here we go.
Patriots have won the toss and deferred to the second half.
You called it. Patriots won the toss, deferred to the second half. So the Maryville Rebels will get the ball first, and here they come. I tell you what, they got a nice little stadium there.
Big news tonight. We have to thank our friend Tom Krager. Just tweeted a little bit ago that actually Maryville quarterback Dylan Hopkins is going to miss the game tonight. Last week we saw Hendersonville, that possibly their best offensive player in Anthony Hughes, did not suit up for them, and it affected them quite a bit. So very, very big news if you're the Oakland Patriots. Looking down this depth chart here, as far as experience-wise goes, 15, Cole Grubbs. I did see him out there warming up with the first-team center, so could very well be the starter here at quarterback tonight. We will see here shortly after the kickoffs. They are going to be receiving the ball.
Your first game starting, and you're going against Oakland.
Yeah, that's that's a big thing to ask a young player, a junior like this. Actually, I think it's 9 down there warming up. That's
Cade Chambers.
Yeah, Cade Chambers. He's a sophomore. This is more than likely going to be this is more than likely his first varsity action that he's seeing.
You talk about the game moving a little quick for you.
Yeah. And we were just talking about here a second ago how you've got to take care of your players, because on the drop of a hat, your whole season could change. How long Hopkins is out, I'm not sure. We'll try to find that out. But, Cade Chambers looks like he's going to be the guy tonight, and as just a sophomore, a lot to ask of him here for his first game.
Back deep for the Maryville Rebels, number 44, Travanis Hodge. along with number 2, Isaiah Cobb. You don't want to kick it to him.
The Patriots, number 95.
And number 3, A.J. Davis. Aaron Sears will put his right foot into the ball, and normally he's going to put it in the end zone. He's going to make them start at the 20.
Right. This Oakland will actually use 2 kickers. Garrett Taylor going to handle the kickoffs here tonight. Got a very strong leg as well. I saw him kick a couple times last week. He's very capable of hitting that end zone.
That's right. Creasy did point that out on last week's show, that Taylor would be your end zone kicker, and he proves that.
Very strong leg right there. And like you were saying, you don't want to kick that to Isaiah Cobb. So make Maryville try to drive 80 yards here to start the game.
20-yard line.
So it looks like we'll get to see Cade Chambers, number 9. Like you said, a sophomore. He'll start from his own 20-yard line.
Tonight's first downs are sponsored by Nissan of Murfreesboro.
Got Blake Spencer up there for the Oakland Patriots on that front line, along with number 21, Christian Cantrell. Keep your eyes on them, kids.
Spencer is the other returning starter from last season at that nose. He's a guy that's got very good size as well. That's going to be a good matchup to watch.
They go with 3 down here by us. 1 at the top and a single back operating out of the gun. Little Cobb. Isaiah Cobb picks up. No, that's A.J. Davis.
Short pass complete to number 3, A.J. Davis.
Pickup of about 3. Let's call it 2nd and 8.
Stuffed by number 6.
A little more than
Justin
that. Let's
Jefferson.
call it 2nd and 6. Ball now just at the 24-yard line.
Brandon Carnes actually the one out there that took the
Second down
snap
and
at
6.
quarterback there for the Rebels. Same situation. He's a sophomore as well, so still a lot to ask of a young player. Guaranteeing they're probably going to go right here to Isaiah Cobb on this play, try to get him the ball, get going early.
Single back with Cobb to the right. They give it to him. Up on that right side, picks up. Tackle made by
Isaiah
number
Cobb, the
32,
runner.
Daly.
Stop made by Navash Daly.
Good enough for a first down.
Jalen
Fresh set of 4 given now to the
Gain
Maryville
enough for
Rebels.
Rebels. First
Box
down.
man resets to 1, and we're at the 32-yard line.
So far, so good. Getting good little itty-bitty chunks of yardage, kind of going. They will spread it out, but sort of a West Coast type feel to this offense here so far.
Operating now with a sophomore quarterback, Braden Carnes, number 16, excuse me. Fake pitch. He's rolling to the right side. Looking downfield, finds Blake Watson, number 81. That's that tight end. He can do some damage. Tackle made on the play by Dorian Anderson. Good enough for a first down. They're moving the ball quickly. Fresh set of 4.
Oakland sent a couple of those edge guys on a blitz right there, and with that play action, rolling out really helped Carnes there, able to escape the pressure. And once that tight end crosses right there, he's able to get out into the open field and make a good catch.
Carnes wastes no time, gets them reset. Cobb to the left, 2 down by us. Change in the play. Got Blake Watson in there on that right side. Cobb's got it on the right, up to the 30, up to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. Ooh, he flips and just about at the 9-yard line.
That's Woody Washington on the stop there, saving a touchdown.
Number 5, Woody Washington.
Maryville moving the ball, no problems. They haven't missed it. It's just like, just because they don't have Dylan Hopkins, they haven't changed. They're moving the ball right down the field.
They are, and everybody else picking up the slack. They know what they've got to do here tonight to help out this sophomore quarterback Carnes. And here they're down here at about the 12-yard line. Probably going to see Cobb get the ball again.
Going to now Trace Paris, number 22 as a quarterback.
A little wildcat right there, direct snap right to him.
The 5'11" junior, 170 pounds. That'll back him up 5. Still be first down, 1st and 15, just along about the 18-yard line.
Another big key tonight here for both sides is discipline. In a game where you're so evenly matched with 2 very good teams like that, penalties like this could very well kill a drive. We'll have to see how it affects Maryville.
They go back with Carnes as a quarterback. Cobb's to the left, 2 down by us. Watch that tight end. A.J. Davis is down here. too much time. He's got to let it go. Timeout. He don't have to burn one.
We do have play clocks here at Oakland that are, you know, very visible. So that is something Maryville does like to change the play, as well as Oakland. Oakland will motion. They'll do stuff pre-snap. So, you know, burning a timeout early here after that penalty, we still got first down, but we'll have to see how it affects this drive. This is something that Oakland has got to do. You know, they're going to give up some chunks of yards. It's bound to happen, but can you hold them to a field goal?
1st and 15, ball on the 18. Well, he's got 17. We'll take that either way. Beautiful night here at Ray Hughes Stadium. Appreciate everybody watching us. We also appreciate our sponsor, John Jones, the real estate magnate. Great guy.
A couple of scores for you real quick. Anderson County up 14-0 on the William Blount Governors. Coming back here, or actually forgot, they are at Ray County in Dayton, Tennessee. Blackman up 14-0 in the second quarter.
Master Teague or Trey Knox, one or the other.
They were really battling it out last week. It was almost like they had a little competition going with each other, seeing who could score more.
We stick with Carnes as a quarterback. Isaiah Cobb, the nephew of Randall Cobb, to the right of him. Out of the gun, Blake Spencer moving up there on that front line, big number 31.
Got to watch the ball right there.
They're in a 4. It's like a 4-2-5, doesn't it?
Yes, that would be a 4-2-5.
The Carnes, it's not there. It's batted down. Now that's going to bring up second down.
That's one of those throws. That's a really tight window trying to fit it into that slant route. Got zone coverage out of that linebacker, man coverage coming from the corner. So really a dangerous throw. He's lucky that it sailed through there.
Two down by us. Cobb now lines up on the left side. A.J. Davis at the top of your screen, number 3. He's looking for Davis. He lets it go. It's not there. Davis trying to, it's intercepted. Here we go. We're off to the races. That's number 3, Lockleyer. Oh, yes.
And what a big play by this Oakland defense. They really step up when Maryville gets down to the red zone and really just lock them down. Good pressure there by Blake Spencer as he gets into the backfield, gets his hands on Carnes, forces a bad pass, and then that corner able to tip the ball right to the safety, Lockleyer.
Just chipping away if you're a defensive team, trying to get a hand back there and, just spook that quarterback just a little bit.
That's Oakland playing fast and physical right there. That forces turnovers if you're able to do that.
Looks like we're going with number 10, Timmy Goodrich as our quarterback. Our first time of seeing Timmy Goodrich, number 10 for the Oakland Patriots. Justin Jefferson, who's seen some carries last week. Pickup of about 4 yards. Let's call it 2nd and 6.
Jefferson, another big contributor. He's going to play that other wing opposite of. He's going to play that other wing opposite of Rooks, and another guy that really did some damage against Independence last week. And then we've got Mookie Wilson lined up at fullback.
Steve Jackson blows a whistle, points to the sideline judge. We got an equipment change. Number 20 will come into the game. It's Cameron Snelling replacing number 4, Lontavius Wilson. Some of those names you'll remember last year from the broadcast. Jefferson, he gives it to Jefferson on that side. He's going nowhere. Quickly wrapped up by that Maryville Rebel defense. Let's give the tackle to number 56. That would be Riley Janot. Third down. Now a third down situation.
3rd and 5 right here. Goodrich still going to stay into the football game. I'm wanting to say I would be willing to bet they're probably going to throw the ball, but I would not be surprised if they run that triple option, stay conservative here, and maybe punt the ball away if they don't get it.
Lontavius Wilson comes down here by me, and so does Washington, number 5. Got a timeout on the field. Timeout. Oakland Patriots. Kevin Creasy wants to talk about it. Somebody not lined up right. You can see Creasy giving the business to some of the guys.
Could possibly want to get a little bit different personnel out there as well. You never know. That they had trips off to the right, so definitely did look like they were going to throw the ball, and they were going to let Timmy Goodrich throw that ball. He stays in the game right now. Linville does not come in here in this passing situation, so here we're still here early in the season. We'll have to see. They could very well end up saying, you know, this guy is really taken over at a Goodrich or Linville, and they may stick with them for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Well, and, you know, Jefferson needs to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, going off of that edge, he's running. The play starts out east to west, but once you get that football and get around that edge, you have to make a cut somewhere. And on that last play, he just kept going outside, ends up eventually running out of room right there.
Creasy working with the past presidents, Jefferson, Washington, all these characters out here. Here we go. Washington operate out of that shotgun.
It's Jefferson again.
Yeah. Whoa, he fumbled it. He fumbled it.
I think an Oakland offensive lineman came down with it.
I think it was Thad Chapman, number 55.
Fumble on the play, but it's recovered by the Patriots.
Now you're at a fourth down situation. Punt team, punt team, punt team.
Looks like Garrett Taylor actually coming out to punt the football right now, 95. But big that Oakland was able to recover that fumble because the field position game is going to be very important tonight.
A.J. Davis, number 3, drops back deep for the Maryville Rebels. Riding just about on his own 40-yard line. Let's see what Taylor's got. A little movement. What was that? They're going to get him for a dead ball false start. They're going to back him up 5 more. That's going to put that just about at the 24-yard line.
I know Oakland, they will shift on a lot of their punts and
they'll
stuff
do that.
like that.
Let's see what the call is. Offsides.
Offsides on the defense. That makes
Coach
it 4th and 1.
Got them to jump some way or another. Now it's 4th and 1. And Creasy going to go for it.
Looks like that offense is trotting back out onto the field. Very confident in them to be able to pick up that 1 yard.
Big junior lineman Ethan Ellis wearing that 77 with that hair coming out of the back of his helmet. Stick it with Washington. And they're going to get in real, real tight. Trying to get him jump again. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. Lontavius Wilson looks like he's picked up some weight, number 4, since last year.
Yeah, he's looking really good. You know, good size for a fullback. Still runs really well. You know, with that added weight, that extra muscle, something that's really going to help him. You know, running right up that gut right there. You're going to run straight into some pretty big guys. So, you know, putting on a little bit of that extra weight really going to help you be able to bust through and get to that second level.
Coach Creasy burning this second time out. You got to think about that. Why would you, you know, so he's only got 1 left, and we're still in the first quarter with 7 minutes and 11 seconds left.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Creasy there, I'll probably go ahead and punt the ball. But at the same time, you know, you could very well have gone for it. You know, you only needed 1 yard. Your offensive line has been blocking pretty well so far. Had a couple plays go off the edge. Really not their fault. Looks like they're still going to try to go for it.
Still got Lontavius Wilson in there. Washington, the quarterback. He got it. Washington gets the first down. Fresh set of... Timmy Goodrich, excuse me. Timmy Goodrich.
Blocking-wise, that's what a lot of people will call Bob, big on big.
Yeah.
You just get the man straight in front of you. You bury your helmet in there. He gets behind that right guard. That pushes him forward to the first down.
Sorry about that. Game got a little excited. It's Timmy Goodrich as your quarterback. Goodrich. Is that Geron Brooks?
It's 15.
That is. That's Geron Brooks, number 15, good enough for a first down. He's moving the chains now, Fiorella. First and 10.
There's that end around that they've been trying to get working there tonight. They give it to Brooks. That's his first carry of the night. Really does a good job. But as I was saying earlier, once you get around that corner, you've got to make a cut somewhere. Otherwise, they're going to take you right to the sidelines. He sticks his foot in the ground, gets upfield, does a good job right there.
Ball on the 48, fresh set of 4, given to Timmy Goodrich, the quarterback, as he's commanding the Oakland offense down the field. I think they're going back to Brooks. Maybe picks up 3 yards. Yep, that's 15, Geron Brooks. It's called second and 7.
Another good little carry there by Brooks.
Actually got almost 5 yards. Could be a long 5 or a short 6 where we come from. Anyway, it's second down. Ball breaks the midfield mark. It's now on the 47-yard line. Timmy Goodrich getting settled down. Justin Jefferson's at the top of your screen, kids. Goodrich under the center. He keeps it. Not much of a pull from the belly. Tackle made by number 56, Riley Janot.
Not made by number 56, Riley Janot.
Looks like they're going to mark him just short, about a half yard, maybe a yard short. Good decision there by Goodrich to keep that football there, though. He had a good-sized hole, and I believe they're probably going to give the ball to Mookie Wilson here.
Steven Jackson wants to measure it, so we'll have a timeout on the field with 5:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Gives me a chance to talk about my sponsor, John Jones. You know, I was talking to John the other day, and if you're going to sell your home, you know, before you start saying, we want to change this, we want to change that to raise value, get with somebody that knows what they're doing. There are certain things you can do that are kitchen, curbside appeal, bathrooms, things like that. And then there are certain places you can waste money on or things you can do yourself. Don't just get with somebody that's just going to sell you a house or, you know, help you buy a house. Get with somebody that knows what they're doing, help you make a little bit more money out of what you got, and get you into something that's probably going to make you happy. Because like we said last week, from the time you start to think about buying a new home, it's 18 months is that cycle time. We're back underway here at Ray Hughes Stadium. We're ready to roll on a 3rd and just inches. May try to get him to jump, but I'm sure he's just going to go on a quick count. Timmy Goodrich is going to get the first down. They're going to let him have it. Linesman's down here. He's going to show it, and the chain gang will move, and the box man will reset. We'll be at the 41-yard line with a fresh set of 4.
Cameron Snelling gets behind Goodrich there and gives him just enough of that push right there to get him that first down. Here's that tempo we were talking about earlier. Oakland, nice long drive, moving the ball in short chunks down the field. We're down under 5 minutes left in the first quarter already.
Steve Jackson cranks that right arm, puts the clock back into motion on that running play. Goodrich staying right up underneath the center. Playing that misdirection. That's number 20, Cameron Snelling, the big boy. He's not going nowhere. 56, Janot. Riley Janot in there.
Not made by Janot.
We've already called Janot's name quite a bit here tonight. I believe that's his 3rd or 4th tackle already, getting in there. You know, they're telling these Maryville linebackers, when you flow, you go to that side of the play downhill. This is a team that likes to run the ball a lot. Be on your toes. Once you see who's got that football, attack immediately. And Janot did a good job of that right there.
All right, now we're going to operate out of the shotgun. Timmy Goodrich. He keeps it himself, going around the left side. Ooh, he gets upfield just about at the 34-yard line. That's not going to be enough for the first down. It's actually going to be about 4th and 3. He got a bad spot. It's actually at the 35. They must have moved the box man a little quick. So it's third down.
Third down, 4.
3rd and 4. Ball at the 35.
If I'm Oakland here, I probably run the ball because you figure if you can get it into the middle of the field and even get a couple more yards, even if you don't get that first down, we're getting into Aaron Sears territory where we might be able to get our first points on the board here tonight.
Coach Creasy eating up a lot of clock in this series. And now Timmy Goodrich will operate out of the shotgun. Lontavius in motion. Wait for the call from Steve Jackson, who wears the white hat. Probably dead ball false start.
Timeout by Oakland. That's their last one.
That's the last one for the half.
That is their last timeout for the half. So we'll have to see how it affects them when we're getting late in that second quarter. This might come back to bite the Oakland Patriots here.
Coach Kevin Creasy not pleased with his troops at this point.
While we're under timeout, a couple scores for you.
Bring us some scores.
Going to go out to Gallatin. Gallatin up 7-0 on Station Camp. They actually score off of a blocked punt at the 9-yard line. Then they were able to pick it up, get it close to the goal line about on 2, and then they punch it in. Got 10 minutes left in the first in that one. Riverdale has a 7-0 lead on Franklin. Savion Davis, a 5-yard touchdown run. 7:39 left in the first quarter in that one. Smyrna and Wilson Central at Robert L. Riggs Stadium. Smyrna up 6-0 on Wilson Central on an Austin Bannister 1-yard touchdown run. They missed the PAT. Anderson County up 21-7 on William Blunt. Laverne 6-0 lead on Franklin County.
Kevin Creasy not in a hurry with this Oakland Patriot offense, and we have switched quarterbacks.
Linville in the game.
Passes it complete.
That's Woody Washington.
Yep, Woody Washington.
Trevor Liddell's pass is complete to Woody Washington.
Good catch right there
For a Patriot first down.
by Washington. That ball a little bit low, but he does a good job of getting his hands underneath it and cradling it and keeping it off the ground. Oakland moving the ball.
Linnell, a junior. Number 2, Brevin Linnell. He was a backup last year. Operating now that shotgun.
I think they're going to get 77 on Oakland right there. That's Ethan Ellis on a false start.
False start against the Patriots.
That'll back it up 5. It'll still be 1st and 15. Watch Kevin Creasy. He makes the quarterback come over to the side. He doesn't, no hand signals. Sends Lontavius Wilson into the game. Geron Brooks up to about the 24-yard line.
Geron Brooks over the right side.
Tackle made by number 65. That's Tyler Brooks.
That made by Tyler Brooks and Garrett Everett.
Another 5-yard gain there by Rooks. Really been nickeling and diming them here tonight so far.
Second down and 5.
Now we go back to Timmy Goodrich. So Creasy keeping them on their toes. Timmy Goodrich to the left side, Deves and dances. Ooh, brought to the earth quickly.
Timmy Goodrich, the ball carrier.
Number 26, Seth Oren.
Not made by Seth Oren.
Is it good enough for a first down?
Wide, I believe we're about a yard short.
Yeah. So 3rd and a yard, ball marked at the 20-yard line.
Goodrich is going to be in the backfield with Geron Brooks. Mookie Wilson lined up in that butt sniffer spot behind the right tackle.
Goodrich keeps it coming around the right side. He's got one man left. Turns, twist up to the 7-yard line. Tackle made by number 6, Michael Jones.
And that right side, Mookie Wilson and right tackle Ethan Ellis do a really good job of sealing off that side and really gave Timmy Goodrich a good path, and nobody was there until that safety.
Steven Jackson cranks that right arm. It's 1st and goal now for the Oakland Patriots.
Just under a minute left.
And he's got Geron Brooks to his right. And he's going to let him have it. Rooks works. Rooks, touchdown, Rooks. Touchdown, Oakland Patriots.
A powerful run by Geron Brooks there. I believe he just actually ran over Riley Janot right there. Just powers his way into the end zone, and Oakland has got themselves an early lead here in the first quarter.
Touchdowns tonight are sponsored by...
The trio is on the field of Leonard, Linnell, and Sears.
The snap, the hold, and the kick, all in that order.
And Leonard is being recruited as a long snapper right now by several schools.
Yeah, he is. He's a kid that's very consistent.
Snap, boom. And Sears picks him up another PAT.
We'll move that record up to 112 in a row. It's going to be 7-0. Good snap right there as well, as you were just talking about.
Well, 7-0 Patriots.
Well,
so now now that you know that the quarterback situation has changed, but still, I mean, come on, kids, Maryville. I mean, that little interception down there, but they were threatening to score. They're moving that ball against Oakland Patriots.
Yes, Stork, you hit the nail right on the head. If I'm Derek Hunt right now, I'm telling my kids, we're not going to change anything. We just had a heck of a drive here a second to go, and if it was not for Spencer getting in the backfield, that throw might have been online, and it could be 7-0 Maryville right now. Just not the way it happened, but I'm not changing anything. I tell my kids, we're still in good shape. Let's keep doing what we were doing earlier.
Taylor set to kick off.
Received the kickoff, number 2.
Cobb, Davis. And I believe Hodge is on that far side, number 44. Here we go. Cobb.
Got a lane.
To the 20. Oh, he's got it broke up to about the 34-yard line. 33. Let's see where they mark him.
Good wedge set by his blockers right there. He had a good lane. If not for those guys getting their hands around Cobb's ankles, we may have a tie ball game right now.
1st and 10 for the Maryville Rebels, and now we'll see who they operate with as their quarterback. It looks like they're going back to number 16, Carnes. And that's who they're going to use. 44 is in there.
That's T. Hodge. He's gonna get a couple carries here tonight as well. Big kid, 6'1", 195.
Read offense. They let Hodge have it, just like you called it, up to about the 35-yard line. Pickup of a couple.
And he was absolutely leveled right when he got across the line of scrimmage by sophomore linebacker Aaron Moore. Big stop right there.
2nd down. Let's call it 2nd and 8 as the ball rides just across the 35-yard line.
About 15 seconds left. We'll have to see if they can get another snap off here before the first quarter comes to a close.
Carnes operates with split backs. Isaiah Cobb to the left. T. Hodge to the right. That's T. Hodge, sorry. Pushes up to about the 40-yard line. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Actually,
stop made by number 9, Takoy Randolph.
So we'll flip sides of the field. It's going to be on the other 40.
We will. We're going from 40 to 40.
Still 3rd down.
I tell you what, so far we have seen, if you are a fan of defense, this has been a very well defensively played football game so far. Only 7-0. I don't anticipate a whole lot of scoring here in this second quarter either. We'll have to see who can break through and maybe get a big play or two.
Well, Coach Creasy's just going. He wants to try to get the ball back, of course, and chew up a lot of time and score again. Right now, Maryville needs to answer. There's no need to really get in a big hurry because nothing's out of control. But at the same time, they need a touchdown just to get their confidence up underneath them. Not having their main quarterback, Dylan Hopkins, you just want 7 points just to say, we're okay. We would love to have Dylan Hopkins, but at this point in time, we don't. So it's time for us to go and do it.
Right, and it would be really big confidence-wise for Carnes. He led that offense on a very good drive last time. They got it all the way down to inside the 10-yard line before they had a penalty. And Carnes has been playing pretty well here tonight. That interception, he got hit on that throw. kind of knocked off that line that ball was originally going on. Couple scores for you. Going to Laverne and Franklin County, the Wolverines have a 6-0 lead with 6.5 left to go in the first quarter.
They need a W.
They do. After last week, that was quite the heartbreaker. We were talking about that quite a bit last week. You know how it had been so long since they defeated the Smyrna Bulldogs, and then Smyrna, with no time on the clock, throws that touchdown pass, and in Smyrna Bulldog fashion, it almost seemed like against Laverne, and just really a heartbreaker for them. They need a big W. A couple more. We got Gallatin 14-0 on Station Camp. Siegel out at Ravenwood has a 7-0 lead in the first quarter.
Wow, Siegel could pick up their second win and be off to a tremendous start. Somebody jumped.
A couple of guys jumped. Looked like T. Hodge and Blake Watson, the tight end, both went.
And they had Cobb running as the quarterback in there.
That they did. Both teams here, we've seen a wildcat formation. Earlier in the game when Oakland was down here getting ready to score, we saw 22 Trace Paris line up at quarterback, and he was going to take a direct snap, although they had a false start as well on that play. And with Isaiah Cobb here in the backfield, that kind of wonder where the ball's going to end up. That's a lot of weapons back there for the Maryville Rebels.
Looks like we go back to Carnes. Cobb to the right. Davis down here by us. Man in motion on a read offense.
That's 83, Byron Brown. Brown, arguably their best receiver. He's one of their top targets. He's a tall kid, 6'2". Going to be matched up with Washington most of the night, but Coach Hunt bringing him in motion there. Washington does not follow him, so bringing him in motion right there, I think they continue to do that tonight. It'll make that easier to get him the ball.
They stick with Carnes as the quarterback. Two to the top and one down here. He's out of the gun. Twin backs. Carnes. Ooh. T. Hodge at the 30, T. Hodge at the 25. He's pushed out of bounds by number 36, Aaron Moore.
Boy, and it looked like Oakland had busted that play up in the backfield. They got their hands around T. Hodge, and, T. Hodge able to have the strength to break that arm tackle, and then he's off to the races right there. He showed pretty good speed. Just ran out of field right there, nowhere to cut back to, but a good run right there, and Maryville's knocking on the door.
Carnes commanding the Maryville Rebels with twin backs out of the gun. Got Davis up to the top of the screen. Got a little movement. Somebody's going to catch 5.
I think it's going to be on Maryville. That Oakland defensive line shifting laterally right there. Got one of the offensive linemen to jump.
Still first down. Let's go first. And looks like almost 16, doesn't it?
They're saying 1st and 15 out here on the scoreboard, but you're right. It looks more like 16.
Go back to T. Hodge. He picks up a couple.
Hodge, the ball carrier.
It's going to be short. Tackle made by number 30, Brewer, Caleb Brewer.
Second long here. Got twin backs. I'd probably like to see them run the ball again here, so that way you know what you're working with on 3rd down. Patriot defense staying disciplined. They don't jump right there and give the Rebels a free 5.
He's going to keep it.
Great Carnes on the keeper.
Brings it up to about the 22-yard line.
Call it third and about 7. They bring Watson out onto the field at tight end.
He's dangerous.
Brown down here at the very bottom of your screen. Not matched up with Woody Washington. He's matched up right now with number 11, Amir Gray.
This is a big confidence builder for them.
Going into that press coverage on the Patriots side of the ball.
Cobb, they give it to him up to the 20, the 15, the 10. Pushed out of bounds just about the 6-7 yard line. But it's good enough for a first down. Chain gang will move and the box man will reset. It'll be first and goal now for the Maryville Rebels.
Byron Brown, a really good job of blocking right there on number 11, Amir Gray on the Oakland Patriots. Really gets his hands on him, keeps continuously, drives him downfield. Gray having a hard time seeing around Brown as well to see where Cobb was, and it was just enough to keep the ball moving.
Watch the tight end, number 81, Blake Watson on this side. Back to Cobb, up the middle, just about to the 3, still pushing.
Cobb, the ball carrier.
And the man on the bottom is going to be number 63, Lionel Patterson.
Another very powerful run. We've seen a couple of powerful runs already here tonight inside the 10-yard line. Here with second down, 4 yards to go. Maryville looks like they're bringing a couple receivers out onto the field.
Still got that big offensive line, and they're grinding with it.
They are. Watson's still on the field at tight end.
T. Hodge to the left, but he lets Isaiah Cobb have it. Touchdown, Cobb, touchdown, Maryville Rebels. They're on the board.
And a big response there by Maryville. A really just almost mimics that Oakland drive right there. You know, they take a lot of time off the clock. This drive started well. We still had about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Now we're sitting under 9 minutes in the second. A good drive right there. That'll get, like you said, that'll get that confidence going for Maryville, and we're fixing to have a tie ball game pending this PAT.
Brandon Carnes just getting relaxed, and PAT attempt is good. Jack Cone, their kicker, splits the uprights, ties it at 7.
The lefty ties it at 7. Big kick right there.
So now what do you want to do if you're Kevin Creasy? You want to munch up all this clock, score, leave nothing on it, and then you get the ball starting coming out.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth, Stork. That's exactly what I was fixing to say. You know, you chew up as much clock again as you can. You continue to run that football. Timmy Goodrich doing a good job running the ball. Jalen Rooks doing a good job running the ball. They're trying to get Justin Jefferson going here. Continue running that football, trusting that offensive line to continue eating the clock. And, you know, you may only leave a minute or two left here for Maryville, and you do get the ball again to start the second half.
You know, are you going to stick with Timmy Goodrich, or are we going to go? Are we going to see a little more Brevin Linnell?
Well, we got Brevin Linnell. He's got his helmet on, standing right there next to Coach Creasy. So could see a little bit of Linnell right here on this upcoming drive. But I like the way Timmy Goodrich has been performing tonight so far. So if you're Coach Creasy, you probably want to stick with the hot hand. But Linnell right there, ready to go if his name is called.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, you know, what Coach Creasy does. Second time the Rebs have kicked off. They're going to be able to return this one.
That's Rooks.
Geron Brooks up the field, up to the 40. He's tackled just about at the 40-yard line. Looks like it was made by number 30, Carter Harris.
Both kickoff teams a little bit sloppy here to start the ball game. When Oakland kicked off on this last time that they kicked off, Isaiah Cobb had a good little return right there, and right here Maryville kicks off to Jalen Rooks, and he rips one off, and they're almost midfield here to start this drive.
He is going with Brevin Linnell, number 2. Justin Jefferson down there on the slot. Geron Brooks Rooks, number 15, up to the 50, up to the 45, to the 40, does a juke move, up to the 30, stiffs arms, and now up to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 as they move the ball into Oakland territory. You thought he wanted to munch some time off. Geron Brooks found a seam over there on that right side.
Well, hey, you run the ball right there, but I mean, heck, if you can rip off 30 yards, I'm not going to tell you no, don't do that, obviously. Good footwork there by Brooks as well. Put a good move on Will Orrin. Got himself another 7 to 8 yards on that carry.
Ball now at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Oakland Patriots. And Linnell getting comfortable.
Geron Brooks over the right side.
Brooks again with the carry. We're going to say the tackle was made by number 26, Seth Orrin. I like Seth Orrin. He was in there.
That's a play that Oakland really likes and that they've really ran very successfully since Coach Creasy has come in. That quarterback takes the snap right there. You get a guard pulling from the weak side, fakes that pitch, and then hands it off to the other wingback on that end around.
Justin Jefferson on that right side. Brooks is on the left side right here. Then they put 20. Cameron Snelling over there on that edge. Justin Jefferson. Not much of a game. Ball on the floor. It looks like Maryville's got it.
I thought that ball was down, but
33, Michael Buchanan looks like he wrapped up Jefferson. They're getting a little chippy.
Covered by number 4, Will Orrin.
That's Orrin, and it's Maryville's football. A big turnover there for the Rebels as they get one back right there. You know, earlier in the game, they throw that interception. These turnovers here can really dictate what happens in a football game of this magnitude, and that's a big stop right there. 7.5 minutes, 2 timeouts. Really put something together.
Braden Carnes has got enough time to score.
Plenty of time.
He's confident. He's probably going to take his time now.
You're in no rush right here.
He's going to operate with Cobb to the left. 4
down linemen here for Oakland. 4-2-5 again.
Give it to Cobb on that left side. He's still churning. Maybe up to the 29-yard line. Maybe picked up about 4-5 yards.
Boy, in these past 3 carries for Isaiah Cobb, you've got to like the fact that he's not going to try to go around you. He is going to try to go through you. He puts his shoulder down right there, gets another 2 to 3 yards right there, and we're going to have a 2nd and 4.
Davis is at the top of the screen. Carnes with split backs.
T. Hodge back there with him.
Hodge and Cobb. Looked like Hodge took off a little bit early. Got away with it.
Cobb, the ball carrier.
Cobb picks up, what, 3?
We'll call it 3. And, yeah, Hodge did look like he took off a bit early. And that's big that they did not see it because we'd be talking 2nd and 9 instead of 3rd and 1 right here. Very different situation. Watson coming onto the field. See if they put him in the slot or if he's going to line up at tight end. Byron Brown going to be matched up again here at the bottom of your screen with number 11, Amir Gray. Woody Washington, the corner at the top of your screen.
T. Hodge up to 41-yard line.
Hodge over the left side for the Rebel first down.
It's good enough for a first down. Fresh set of 4 given to Braden Carnes.
And really a good tackle there by Woody Washington. A big size difference there from T. Hodge to Washington. And he wraps up, hangs on for dear life, and has the strength to bring him down.
Davis is at the top, still operating with the twin backs, getting some signals from the sidelines.
Have to see if Oakland brings pressure right here. Move a linebacker down.
Hodge to the left.
The 4-man
He's wanting to pass it. He's wanting to pass it. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's getting squirming. He's getting away.
Boy, and that could have been a whole lot worse than it was. There was big Blake Spencer back there again. Cameron Snelling about got his hands on him. Spencer
Michael Bond was in there for the Patriots.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down.
He is going to end up gaining a yard right there. What looked like it could have been a loss of 10 to 11.
Ball now just on the 43-yard line. Second down. He's not in any hurry. Twins down by us.
There's
That's
Watson.
big Blake Watson, that big tight end. He fumbled the ball. Did he? I think he'll say he called it.
That's incomplete. He dropped. Yeah, did not have full possession of that ball. Didn't watch it in. Throw was a little bit behind him, but if you're a coach, you tell him, hey, if you get your hands on that ball, you got to pull that thing in.
That could have been a dangerous play up against the Oakland Patriots, but that's the play they need. They need to score here because, you know, Oakland's going to get the ball coming out at the second half. So playing chess right now, Maryville wants to get this score.
Very much so. The minds of Kevin Creasy and Derek Hunt really on display here tonight. Big third down right here for Maryville.
Carnes operating out of the shotgun with one lone back. That's Cobb. Carnes, two-step, three-step, sees Cobb across the middle. Cobb's up to the 45 and breaks the midfield mark.
Pass complete to Isaiah Cobb.
And that offensive line right there.
Looks like Michael Baum was there on the stop, number 7.
That offensive line right there does a great job of blitz pickup.
Correction, I can't see the kid's jersey. 3. Lockleyer.
Good job of blitz pickup by that offensive line. Oakland was bringing pressure, and they gave Carnes just enough time to make that throw.
Sorry about that. Twin backs. They give it back to T. Hodge. He brings it up to about the 41-yard line. Justin Jefferson, number 6, is there on the stop.
Now here with less than 4 minutes, you got 2 timeouts.
40 yards to go.
Might start picking your tempo up here just a little bit. Get a little more urgent. Clock is starting to tick down on you, at least until you get down to about that 15-yard line.
Twins at the top. He operates with a single back and he lets him have it. Not much there. Wrapped up really quick, wasn't he?
It's a big-time play by number 9, Corey Randolph.
Yeah, he slipped in there and got him and read that play.
By the Rebels.
Shed his block real quick right there. Did not allow T. Hodge to get to the second level.
Not in any hurry. Here we go. Twins down at the bottom. Davis at the top. Two-step drop. Throws it kind of in the dirt. He was looking for Watson, wasn't he?
Pass is incomplete.
When that 81, Blake Watson? Yeah, sure was.
That's Justin Jefferson and 36, Aaron Moore, coming off of that right edge there for Oakland. Getting in Carnes' face in a hurry, forced that bad throw, and now Maryville going to have to punt the football back to Oakland. Oakland without these timeouts, though, they're going to have to get moving.
Yeah, no timeouts, and what did we talk about? That could be a factor. You know, Coach Creasy burning those there in the first quarter.
Looks like Jefferson back there going to field this punt. We'll have to see if they kick it to him. Try to get some of that field position back.
He rides just on his own 10-yard line. Nice little pooch punt. Jefferson go catch it at the 9, and that's where they'll start their offensive series.
Not much you can do there either. That's a ball that normally, you know, you want to try to field and bring up, but Maryville gets down there in a hurry and punt coverage forces the fair catch. You can't let that bounce.
No. You let that bounce, it'll go to the 1.
That's going to go to the
exactly.
That ball is going to go to the 1-yard line, so you cannot chance that. So good decision there by Jefferson.
Yeah, go ahead and get it, you know. Even if you don't score, you're getting the ball coming out at the start of the second half.
Do not force anything if you're Oakland right here. Good defensive stop for them. And have a little I formation.
Timmy Goodrich is the quarterback operating out of the I. Wilson, Lontavius Wilson, number 4, on the carry, which is Mookie.
Mookie
Wilson. Back in the 1980s, I believe he was an outfielder for the New York Mets, a guy named Mookie Wilson. So kind of funny you see that name up here again tonight.
Ball eases across the 10-yard line. Running play, so that clock is continue to work, kids.
Linnell warming up down here on the sidelines. Could be coming into the ball game here pretty soon.
Oh, miscommunication. They're not going to blow the whistle. Steve Jackson finally blows it as a white hat man.
Fumble on the play, recovered.
Maryville getting a little chippy.
Kind of hard to see what was going on there, but I think everybody may have known the snap count except the center right there. It looked like he did not snap the ball until he saw movement.
3rd down 10.
Could be wrong, hard to see. Linnell's going to come into the ball game.
Got to have a pass play here, but boy, you don't want to throw an interception.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw right here as well. Maybe run the ball. 3rd and long, you force Maryville to take a timeout before you punt the ball away.
Linnell rolls to the right side, looking downfield. He completes it to number 18.
To number 18, Tanner
Popovich right there. You've got to turn that ball upfield, though. When he makes that catch right there, he's about a yard away from the first down, and he's running east to west. If he turns that ball upfield, they get a first down right here.
4th down now for Coach Kevin Creasy. 1:11 left here in the first half. Got to have a good punt here, Coach.
Yeah.
You got to have a good snap. You got to have a good punt. And it doesn't have to be the best punt in the world. Just get it off.
Right.
Because if I'm Maryville, I'm going to send the house. I don't want to rough the punter, but I definitely want to rush off that edge, try to spook him. I'm sure, Leonard's going to do the long snapping for it, so the snap should be good.
Yes, I would anticipate a good snap right here. Like you said, I would not be surprised if Maryville loads up right there on that front line and comes after this, because
I would.
Why not? I mean, you put pressure on him. He's going to be kicking here. On a punt, it's usually 14 yards is how far you snap on a punt. So we're here on the 16 or 17-yard line. He's going to be kicking from inside Taylor's going to be kicking from inside the 5. So you get in there and block that thing, you may get yourself a TD right here.
Special teams is what makes special plays. Here we are in one.
Oakland got a couple offensive linemen back there to protect punter Garrett Taylor.
Looks like T. Hodge back deep. No, it's 3 Davis.
Good kick right there by Taylor. Good kick. That's one of those rugby-style punts right there. He gets it off, gets a good roll on it, going to push them back into their own territory, actually. So good execution there by Oakland special teams. And with just over a minute left in that one timeout, we'll have to see if Maryville can get close enough to maybe at least get 3 points here.
If you're Kevin Creasy, do you tell your D-backs to stay up on them, or are you expecting that pass and want them to ride back a little bit off the end?
I'd ride back just a little bit. Definitely a throwing situation. Not sure if I'd go with that press coverage.
Just a little shovel pass over to Isaiah Cobb. He's going to get out of bounds just about at the midfield mark. No, he's not. The clock continues to work. 52 seconds you can see in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Now they finally stop it. Is that the final time?
51 seconds. Looks like that's what we got. Referee's going to call timeout. They may reset the clock here. That last play, a big missed tackle there by Aaron Moore, though. If he makes that tackle there in the backfield, not only do the Rebels lose yardage, but the clock is continuing to roll.
Yep.
They may have to burn that timeout. He breaks that tackle, picks up 4, and gets out of bounds. You don't got to burn timeout right there.
Here comes Steve Jackson over to our side of the field. He wants to put some time on the clock. 55, doesn't he? Did he do the double?
Still making a signal. I thought that's what he said was 55.
Maybe he's just saying hold tight. They're radioing back up here to the top. Let's see if they adjust the clock. Hold still. 51 ticks. We're going to play football.
Still got 51, and yes, sir, we are going to play some football.
Here we go. 51 ticks left. He operates with Cobb to his right. Lets it go downfield.
Oh, just overshot him.
Little Rich.
Just overshot his man right there.
He had Cobb as a bailout down here and is rolling to our side.
I thought that was a good decision right there, trying to get the ball. He was open, and Christian Markham was open there. He's out of the slot running that go route, so the safety baited over down here towards Byron Brown. Just overshot him.
Cobb just to the right of Carnes. They need to do something if they're going to score. Two-step, three-step, lets it go, finds Cobb. He's going to be brought down just about at the 45-yard line.
It's going to be, looks like
number 22, Malik Marshall.
Good tackle right there. Good gang tackle there by that Oakland defense. I was going to say from this angle, he looked about a half yard short. But, of course, we're about 50 to 60 feet up from where they are.
Ball was kept in place, so that clock's working on a 4th down. Now Steve Jackson motioning for it to stop with 35 ticks left.
Maryville still got the offense out there on the field.
I mean, you're going to go for it.
Yeah.
There's no upside in punting it.
Not happy about something down there on the Maryville sideline.
Telling everybody to get back. Coach Hunt having a few words, was wanting to measure. It may be there. It looks like
no,
a little
we're
short.
Little short.
Yeah.
About a foot. Yeah, about a foot.
4th down.
Couple quick scores for you.
Give it to us.
Ray County has made it a game there with Black and Blaze. The Eagles down just 21-14 with a minute left till halftime. Smyrna up 13-0 on Wilson Central. Ravenwood has taken the lead against Siegel at the end of the first quarter. It's 14-13 now. Got ourselves a ball game. Riverdale up 14-0 on Franklin right now. Got about 8 minutes to halftime.
So Will Kreisky can start off 2-0 and put one on old Donnie Webb from over Williamson County.
Correct. Actually, correction right here. That score I read was a little bit old. I know it's been a second. It's actually 31-14 Blackman before the half.
So Master
Big
T,
difference.
Master T.
I guarantee you, Master T has been having himself quite a game.
We operate with twin backs. Man in motion.
They got him.
Yeah, they got him.
That's Cantrell. What a big play there by Christian Cantrell, busting through that offensive line.
They gave it to Hodge. It wasn't there. 35 ticks. What do you do if you're Kevin Creasy? You're getting the ball coming out, but you'd like to put a few points on the board because you know if you get the ball downfield, we've got a field goal kicker, Aaron Sears, so we don't have to get it that far.
I was going to say, you got 35 seconds and you're dang near at midfield, so you don't have to take a big shot right here. I know you're out of timeouts, but get you a little out route, maybe a tight end out in the flats, get you 5 or 6 on a couple of plays right here. Get out of bounds, stop that clock. That's the most important thing right here.
If you can get a first down, you definitely want to go for the spike immediately. Linnell, 2-step, 3-step.
He's got a man open.
Whoa, looky here. And it's up to the 25-yard line.
Wow, 2 big plays in a row. He comes in on offense here after making that big 4th down stop and makes a big reception that not only moves the ball way downfield, but
they're going to spike it. Spike it. Bingo. Linnell spikes it. He wants a new play.
They are now in good position to kick the ball, at least get 3 points, and they've got a couple. They could probably run another play, maybe 2. Just depends on if they can get it out of bounds.
I did ask you to fill in some notes on Christian Cantrell, didn't I?
I did. We did talk about him a little before the game. Last week had those 6 tackles and the fumble recovery.
He's a football player. We
Yeah.
talk a lot about that. He's not, he can play anywhere on the field.
I think they're going to kick the ball now. They are.
Here we go. Aaron Sears.
This is a good decision right here because if something goes bad, you recover the ball and you can take another snap.
42-yard field goal. Leonard Linnell, Sears, flags fly. Sears splits the upright. Steve Jackson with the call, and it's going to be offsides. Lined up offside. Delay game.
Oh. Was not paying attention to the play clock right there. I didn't know how close it was.
I was trying to watch the action as they was hustling that on the field to get ready.
I do like the decision here, though, because if there's a bad snap or a bad hold or something happens, you can fall on the ball, hurry up to the line, and try and kick it again.
Leonard Linnell Sears, as soon as they get set, we'll see where Leonard spots. It's going to be about 37. Let's call it it's going to be a 47-yard field goal, isn't it?
Yep. His long last year was 48, so
46, 47-yard field goal. Here we go. 23 ticks left in the first half. Quiet here at Ray Hughes. Leonard, Linnell, Sears. Has he got it?
Does it have the leg? Just
That's
short.
it. He missed his first field goal.
It's just short.
Goal is no good.
Well, he breaks that record. That's done.
Well, the
PAT record
PAT
is still
record
alive.
still alive, yes. So he does have that going for him. He still has that PAT record. And
but just the overall consecutive of just kicking it through the uprights and not missing at all with himself.
Right.
That is over.
Yes, yeah. But, this kid is still a heck of a kicker, arguably the best in the state.
Yes.
Not, not anything, not too big of a knockoff of him. He knows he just got under that ball a little bit.
Here we
too
go.
much.
We're going to take a knee. Told you. That's it. We're going to get a break.
And boy, what a football game so far. 7-7.
You said it would be a low-scoring game, and that's what we got going on right here. Kids, we're going to put the camera on the midfield mark. You all can watch the band. We're going to take a small break. Audio will be up on the band. We'll be back with the final half of Oakland Patriots and Maryville Rebels.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2017 Maryville High School Red Rebel Marching Band. The band is led on the field by drum majors Rebecca Bratton, Sophia DiOrio, and Carter Hatch. Our show tonight is Latin Fiesta. Some of the tunes will be Turn the Beat Around, Novus, Lowrider, and Mambo. The Red Rebel Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Adam Ford. He's assisted by Mr. Jonathan Leachman. Color guard instructors are Amanda Waters and Marissa McElroy. Rebel Marching Band. Now entering the field for your halftime entertainment, the 2017 Oakland High School Marching Band, under the field direction of Melody Kinney and Rosemarie Kuhn. This year's show is titled Inherit the Earth. Please welcome the Oakland High School Marching Band. The Oakland High School Marching Band.
Oakland High School Marching Band getting off the field, and Anthony Fiorella. The color analysis for our broadcast tonight has some scores of interest.
I do have some scores while we're here at the half. Starting to get towards halftime. Some other games. Anderson County and the William Blount Governors are at halftime. It's 28-16 Anderson County. We were talking about last week, Coach Shad should have a more competitive team here this year, and definitely still very much alive in that ball game. Siegel and Ravenwood got a tight one. It's 23-21 in the second quarter.
Well, that's a good game.
That is a very good game. Ravenwood, after that state championship a couple of years ago, they've really not fallen off a whole lot. Still a very powerful football team, and Siegel seems to be returning to that form of where they are going to be a very competitive team in this region again this year.
Former head coach of Ravenwood is now over at Nolensville High, Will Hester.
Right, yes, Will Hester over at Nolensville. I believe he spent some time at Laverne as well, didn't he?
He sure did. Will did spend some time down at Laverne, and he's one of the few people that beat George Quarles.
Yes, he is. That was, what year was that, like
2015?
Oh, it was 15. Okay, it was a couple years ago. I was wondering, I thought it was a little bit longer ago than that, but I guess not. Go ahead, and we're going to move the Brentwood Bruins and the Cane Ridge Ravens.
Yeah, what's Cane Ridge doing?
It's knotted up at halftime, 14-all.
So, well, and Brentwood beat Franklin last week, and they're over playing Riverdale. And do you have an update for us on that one?
They did. Let's see that Riverdale game. Last score I got for that Riverdale game, 14. It was that 14-0 up on Franklin with 8:37 left in the second quarter. It was a little while ago though, so I'm sure it's probably changed by now. Had one just came in. Blackman now up 38-14 on Ray County. You know, something that was pretty interesting, I saw a little article that their beat writer had put up down there saying, I think we're going to beat them. I believe he put like 21-14 or something like that. A lot of faith in Ray County for that beat writer down there. Cecil Joyce, I think, said it was going to be 55-20 something Blackman. So far, that's kind of what it's looking like. Had another halftime score. Clarksville knotted up with Springfield at 14-all as well.
Oakland Patriots are behind us coming out of the field house of their indoor facility. They've got 50 yards indoor here, and they're making their way back out onto the field. Maryville already warming up, 37 ticks. They'll probably put 2 minutes back on the clock and let Oakland warm up, but who knows?
Both coaches, I'm sure, you know, here at the half telling their kids, you know, little bit sloppy in certain places for each side, but both teams have really looked like, for the most part, a well-oiled machine here tonight. You know, both playing really good defense. We saw a couple of turnovers, which you could attribute on both sides to good play defensively. And then these offenses have been able to put together some long drives and sustain long drives. And, you know, I was saying I thought this might be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to remain that way. We may see, I'm going to say we'll see another two scores each side possibly here in the second half.
Well, we'd like to thank our sponsor, John Jones Real Estate, located right here in Rutherford County. We appreciate you, John. Look, you know, I talked to John a little bit before the game, and he was talking to me about flipping houses and things like that. You know, you need to really be careful with that. It's kind of like Warren Buffett said. If you don't know what you're getting yourself into, or you know, you don't invest in stock you don't know anything about. And, you know, it looks easy on TV. You know, they take an old house or whatnot. And, of course, they have access to so many different materials, so many different specialists. We don't see what all goes behind the scenes, but I guarantee you they're not remodeling a house in 30 minutes.
No, right. That's a heck of a long process, you know, and you got to think, you know, the funds to remodel a house like that, especially an older house, you know, on some of these TV shows you see on like HGTV and stuff like that, they're going into these houses that are, some of them are like run down $80,000 houses, and they're turning them into, you know, an $180,000 property, which if you know what you're doing, you know, it can be something that you can work to your advantage. You know, there's a lot of people that will play that real estate game, and, you know, they'll stay somewhere for 5 to 7 years or so. You know, they'll try to make some improvements to the home. You know, they'll try to make a profit off of it, and then they'll move again. But like you said, you got to really know what you're doing. It can be a dangerous game. You know,
landscaping is huge. Curbside appeal. You know, there's certain things, you know, if you're going to buy a house, write down the things that you really, it's a must, and then some things you know you can sacrifice to live with.
Right.
Because, you know, as they say, you know, moving, if you're married, whatever, it can cause a divorce. It's about one of the few things in the world that can come close to causing a divorce.
Very, very much so. And you say the word curb appeal, and, you know, even that can apply even from your home to, you know, any property, really. You know, the first thing that somebody is going to see when they come down that street is obviously the outside of the house. You know, you've got to have very nice landscaping, you know, good mulched areas. A lot of the time, something that I like and something that we've done at my work is where we have our trees, we've actually gone from mulch to rock.
Yes.
And that rock, you know, you don't have to replace it. It's rock. So,
right.
And it stays looking good. So that's a good investment you can make. But nevertheless, no matter what you do, you've got to have somebody like John Jones on your side.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? You need to plan that out, budget it, because you're going to need a whole lot more money after you buy the home, just getting your stuff out of the old home and into the new one. You're going to have curtains and a lot of other things you're going to want to buy and put into the home, and things you just don't count on, and it's hidden expenses that just crop up. You know, oh, we don't need this. We need hooks to hang more pictures, or whatever the case may be, or a new towel rack or whatever. Next thing you know, it all adds up. You're at Lowe's, and you done blown $200, $300, and you feel like you walk out with 3 bags. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Quite the process. You know, it can be scary sometimes. You start doing these improvements and stuff, and then you notice, whoa, I just drained my savings account.
Absolutely.
I can't even go on vacation this year now.
Oakland Patriots fired up. They're on the kickoff return team as they make their way out onto the field. Riding back deep, number 5, Washington, and along with number 6, that's Justin Jefferson.
Couple more quick scores here before we kick off. We're in the third quarter. Laverne and the defensive battle themselves, they're up 6-3 on Franklin County right now. 8:57 left in the third right there. Still showing up 14-0 Riverdale. Moore County 36-8 lead on Community. Brentwood kicked a field goal, now have a 17-14 lead on Cane Ridge.
Jack Cone getting ready to kick it off for the Maryville Rebels. He wears number 91. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the first half of football here at Ray Hughes Stadium on Stork Vision. We're getting ready to bring you 24 minutes
number 6, Justin
Buckle them up.
Jefferson.
6A football here in Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro. Cone puts his left foot, it looked like, into the football, as you called that, and we're going to take it from the 30, and that's where the Oakland Patriots. I saw Linnell warming up on the sideline. Let's see what they do. Mookie Wilson is headed out onto the field.
Looks like Goodrich trotting out there, going back to Coach Creasy to get the play right now. So we're going to see Timmy Goodrich here to start the second half for the Oakland Patriots.
So the senior quarterback, Timmy Goodrich, number 10, will run the offense for the Oakland Patriots. Justin Jefferson on that right side. Mookie is in as the lone fullback. They give it to Mookie. Mookie up the middle, picks up about 2. Let's call it second 8.
Stopped by Spencer Shore. And number 56, Riley Janot.
Be interesting to see the sequence of plays that Coach Creasy decides to go with here in the second half. Kind of wondering here if they have changed much offensively there at the half.
Janot on that last tackle, still mixing it up. Goodrich hands off. Geron Brooks on the right side. Wrapped up. He's still up on his feet. Still churning. Still moving those feet. Looks like he's going to get the first down. He puts it up to about the 44-yard line. Chain gang will move, and the box man will reset. Fresh set of 4 given to the Oakland Patriots.
Well, Brooks got spun around on that play, it looked like, when he was about 3 yards short. Felt himself starting to go down. One of those offensive linemen gets his hands around and picks him back up. Churns those legs backwards, picks up the first down. Good run there by Brooks.
Timmy Goodrich operates underneath the center. They got twin backs. Goodrich keeps it himself along on the right side. He moves, he shifts, he shovels and shakes. Up, picks up the first down and breaks across the midfield mark. Chain gang a move. It looks like it's going to be close for that first down. And it is. It's a first down. They're going to drag the box, move those chains.
And we talk about how they've been nickeling and diming them here. More of diming that we've seen in the second half. Instead of picking up nickel 5, they've been getting chunks of 10 right here. So they've already gotten about 25 yards here on this first drive.
Ball on the Maryville 46. Here comes Timmy Goodrich. He's going to get 5 yards.
Timmy Goodrich around the
tackle made by number 4. That's Will Oren.
Made by Shore.
Second and 5. They're going to mark it just at the 40-yard line, and that clock will continue to work.
Jefferson coming out of the ball game there for the Patriots is number 22, Malik Marshall, will trot in. He will line up in that backfield next to Mookie Wilson.
And they give the ball to Mookie Wilson. Look at Mookie go on the 30. Ooh, he gets tripped up right at about the 32-yard line. He's tackled by number 6. That's Michael Jones.
Boy, Mookie Wilson got a head of steam going right there. Michael Jones just saved a touchdown. He was the last man to beat, and Oakland is doing a phenomenal job of running the football here to start this second half.
The 6'2", 170-pound junior stopped Mookie Wilson, and they go back to Mookie on that right side. He's wrapped up quickly by number 4, Will Oren. The senior, 5'11", $170.
And Seth Oren.
You know, they're still not in a big hurry. Ball now marked on the 21, 22-yard line. You know, 2nd and 7.
This is that tempo that we were talking about that we wanted them to have, you know.
That's Geron Brooks, number 15.
Geron Brooks, the ball carrier.
Going back to that tempo,
He's wrapped up quickly by number 26. Let me get this in, Seth Oren. And now it's in a 3rd down situation and 4. Go ahead.
Going back to that tempo, you talk about it's good to have that going because you're not moving too fast, but you're not moving too slow either. It's good enough that it keeps your momentum going.
Timmy Goodrich will operate up underneath the center with twin backs. Got big Mookie, and now he keeps it himself. He pulls it from the belly of Mookie.
Can be about a yard short.
Wait to see who comes up off that bottom. That's the guy I love. big number 76 for the Maryville Rebels. Matthew Walker, the junior, 6'1", 235 pounds.
Leonard, Linnell, and Sears will trot out to try to give the Patriots 3 points here.
Sears going to try to start a new streak as far as consecutive field goals and PATs and whatnot. Leonard, Linnell, Sears, he's back on track. He picks up 3. Oakland Patriots will go ahead with 7:57 left to go here in the third quarter.
Good little drive there by Oakland. A good job right there by the Maryville Rebels to step up. Oakland was getting some pretty good chunks of yardage. It was big for them to step up right there and hold them to 3 points. Oakland came out, their offensive line really punching them in the mouth right there to start this second half. So now we're going to get a chance to see the Maryville Rebel offense, see what they can do here.
19 minutes and 57 seconds left in this game, and Maryville needs to score. They need to come back and score and keep Oakland honest, and just be settled down. Don't get in a big hurry. You're not threatening of losing the game or anything. Plenty of time left. You just want to work your O and move it upfield. They do, and
where you start seeing trouble in a game where you're playing a team as good as the Oakland Patriots is when you get down and make it a 2-possession game, something we have not seen yet. That changes your game plan a little bit when you're down by 2 possessions here in the second half. So big offensive drive coming up for the Maryville Rebels.
Carnes has really stepped up for the Maryville Rebels and ran the offense for them. It's just like they don't, they just put another guy in and keep going. So you got to have a lot of respect for them and Coach Hunt and his staff, the squad. They're doing a really good job.
They have, and Carnes, I'm sure, they're telling him before this game, in football, the biggest thing is that you see and you hear about is next man up. That is the mentality that all good football teams have. No matter who I'm going to put out there on the field, I'm going to have the confidence in them that they can get it done. And Carnes really has been getting it done here tonight, done a good job of managing this game, and they're still very much alive here.
Coach Kevin Creasy would like to get his defense cranked up and stop Carnes. And he'll operate with a single back to the right out of that shotgun in the read offense as he lets Isaiah Cobb have it at the 20, moving up to the 25. He's still on his feet to the 30 and right up to the 34-yard line. He's tackled by number 36. That would be Aaron Moore, the sophomore linebacker, but it's good enough for a first down. Fresh set of 4 given to Carnes, and the chain gang is moving, and the box man has reset it to 1. We're at the 35. Stephen Jackson cranks that right arm.
T. Hodge coming into the ball game right here. I'm sure they're going into that spread set with Hodge and Cobb lined up next to Carnes.
Hodge needs to hang on to the ball. That's been his big thing. And we go right back to Cobb on that left side. Not much there. Met by that defensive line. Number 31 is right there. Anthony Moore, the senior, 6'1", 220.
And then number 6 right there, Jordan Jefferson, came on, creeped up to the line of scrimmage real late. Did not show that he was going to blitz until that very last second. And that Maryville offensive line did not have time to adjust and pick that up. So that's a big play right there by the outside linebacker to help the defensive line out and to get into that backfield.
Third quarter moving really quick and working out of that read offense as he rose to the left side. Carnes in trouble. He's in trouble. Oh, yeah. Spencer was there trying to wrap him up.
And down he goes. That's Christian Cantrell that you've been talking about all night. Spencer doing really, really well for a nose tackle in the pass rush tonight. He has been back there wreaking havoc. And in a 50, what you call this defense, you got 3 down linemen. Very hard for a nose tackle to really make some headway in the pass rushing game because there's usually 3 guys blocking him, and he's done a really good job of getting back there, and Cantrell off the edge picks up the sack.
Carnes has no choice but to put this ball in the air. He's got twins down here by us in a single. He's rolling to the right side, looking, throws back to his left, and he completes it. And that is going nowhere. Who's there? Number 5, Washington.
They tried to set up the tight end screen right there to Watson. What you see right there, what you're looking for as a defensive player, that offensive lineman, they're going to back up, count 1, 2, and then they're going to let you go. If they let you go and there's nobody there, stop, plant your feet, and start backpedaling because there's a screen coming right there.
Oh, we got a block punt, gang. And Oakland's going to end up with tremendous field position and real estate. Wheels are coming off the wagon for Maryville. Coach Creasy put 7 on them here. You're at 17-7. Now you're playing the Rabbits got the gun, and it ain't no fun.
And you could almost feel in the air after that defensive possession and that blocked punt, the momentum just shift over here to this Oakland Patriots side. Definitely in the driver's seat right now. And if they could punch it in, get 7 points, take a 10-point lead right here, 2-possession game, that would be huge in this ball game.
Coach Hunt wants to settle the Maryville Rebels down and get them to play defense. They go back to Goodrich. They give it to Mookie Wilson on that right side. Not much there, but he still gets a couple, probably about 5 yards.
Wilson, the ball carrier.
Tackle made by number 82. I like Garrett Everett.
By Noah Humphrey.
All that movement you see pre-snap for Oakland right there, very confusing to a defensive player. Something that's really hard to do is that you have to read your keys. Your man in front of you, you just have to stay at home and read him in an offense that has a lot of motion like this, and then you should be at home to make the play.
Brooks on that left side. He's got Cantrell in there, it looks like. And they give it to Geron Brooks on the right side. Brooks.
Geron Brooks around the right side.
Up to about the 13-yard line, it looks like. It's going to be good enough for a first down. Chain gang will move in the box. Man will reset. Got a chance for another fresh set of 4.
First down.
So Timmy Goodrich running the offense tonight and doing a real good job for Coach Creasy.
Doing a very good job of it here. And the thing you got to remember right here, don't have to get it into the end zone for a first down. You can get down to the 3 and get yourself another 4.
I think that's Malik Marshall in there. Number 22 is the lone back, and they give it to him. He may get 3, so let's call it.
Cameron Snelling, the ball carrier.
Actually, Snelling, sorry. Let's call it 2nd and 7.
And you know, something that Wilson has done, Mookie Wilson has done a good job at fullback this year after having that injury last year. They had big Chris Onwelmere step up, and he did a very good job at fullback last year, and Wilson looks like he has not missed a beat, and they're getting very good production out of those wingbacks and fullbacks.
Brooks on that left, Cameron Snelling on the right. He gives it to Geron Brooks on the right side. He's weaving, working his way up. He's got a first down, then some. He's going to get a fresh set of 4. It's close to the... It's like on the 2. Oh, he's fumbled.
Ball came out.
It's a Maryville Rebel ball. All that work. But, you know, Maryville's got to do something with it here.
Boy, and
I couldn't see what happened. Rooks had it, and then he got down there, and then they poked it out. And that, you know what? Maryville playing good, sound defense. They're going to take those fists and poke them in there and do everything they possibly can.
They have been able to generate 2 huge turnovers right here. I think the ball is going to come up to the 20-yard line. He may have fumbled it out of the end zone right there.
Could have.
So that's big too, because
you're
instead
not
of being down there on the 2, you're on the 20 now. You've got some breathing room. You know, you're not in danger of having a safety. A big play by that Maryville defense right there.
Carnes needs to settle down. Just try to use some time and put some points on the board and not let this game get away from him. He's going to operate with twin backs out of a gun.
It's Hodge right there.
Yeah, T. Hodge picks up about 3. Let's call it 2nd and 7.
Sure, Maryville going to try and establish that running game here again. You know, you want to, if you can establish that running game, especially as we're starting to get into the later stages of the ball game like this, that's when you start to wear a defense down. And when you wear a defense down and they are tired, you're going to see some holes, and that's when you can get a big play that can change the ball game.
Maryville with that senior Leighton offensive line, operating with twin backs. Goes back to Isaiah Cobb. Cobb looks like he's in trouble. He's going to try to work out of it. Going to end up with maybe a couple of yards. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 5 for the Rebs.
That's Cantrell getting back there along with Justin Jefferson, excuse me. Really putting the pressure on them right there, and they're going to force Maryville into another passing down right here.
3rd and a long 5 or a short 6.
Byron Brown will be at the top of the screen. Blake Watson, not sure where he's going to be in the formation, but he is on the field.
14 minutes, 9 seconds left in this ball game as we're winding down here in the 3rd. Twin backs. Oh, somebody jumped.
I think that's on the offense right there, actually.
You think it is? Braden Carnes.
It is. It is a false start.
Carnes didn't look too happy. Batted the football after the whistle was blown.
Costly penalty right there.
Costly.
You go from a 3rd and 5 to now it was a 3rd and 6 to now a 3rd and 11. Big difference right there. That's gonna take Blake Watson off the field. You're gonna have to bring another receiver into the ball game and spread that defense out.
They really hadn't gotten Watson into that offense like they'd like to. They tried that screen pass, like you said a while ago, just not working. Carnes operates out of the shotgun with twin backs. 2-step, 3-step, looking downfield. He lets it fly. Oh, it's intercepted. Picked off. Number 11, Amir Gray. Is he all right? Gray, the junior defensive back. Oh, they're going to cut. No. Incomplete.
Incomplete passes. Still a heck of a play there by Gray. He stays with Byron Brown, their top receiver, runs with him step by step, and is able to adjust to that ball going over his other shoulder and almost makes a big play.
1:30 left here in the 3rd quarter. Justin Jefferson rides back deep for the Oakland Patriots.
Oakland looks like they're going to come after this one.
Justin Jefferson.
Porter to punt. Oh, almost blocked.
I think they got a finger on it.
Going to roll up to about the 49-yard line. They're going to mark it 48. Number 83, Byron Brown, the senior, 6'2", 170, downs it. They're going down it at the midfield mark.
Linnell's going to come into the ball game here for the Patriots. Try to get a little bit of change of pace right here. Couple scores for you right quick while we got a timeout. At halftime, Ravenwood 24, Siegel 21. Laverne has surrendered the lead to Franklin County, but it is still a close one. With 1:55 left in the 3rd quarter, they're only down 9-6, so still within a field goal.
Linnell operates underneath the center. Simple handoff. Looks like Cameron Snelling.
Snelling, the ball carrier.
Picks up a couple, 2nd and 8. Moves the ball into Maryville Rebel territory.
Big news out of that Riverdale game as well. Unfortunate news for the Riverdale Warriors, and we will keep Christian Safront in our prayers. He was carted off the field by EMS with 10:29 in the 3rd quarter after a 36-yard run.
That'll change their look. If something's wrong with him, we hope he is okay. We go back to Timmy Goodrich, and he held on to it and then tried to pull it on that read.
Really not a whole lot right there. That Maryville defense did a real good job there of kind of tightening up the middle. That's where Oakland was getting some pretty good yardage out of Mookie Wilson on that last drive, going right there up the gut. So I'm sure their defensive coordinator has told them, hey, we've got to try to make them bounce it outside right here and try to get yards going around the corner.
Last play of the 3rd quarter, Timmy Goodrich hustles him up to the line. He's going to be tackled by number 56. That's Riley Janot, and now it's time for the 4th quarter. We've got 12 minutes left in this one here at Ray Hughes Stadium, and it's 4th down for Kevin Creasy.
This is about to be a wild ride, so I hope you got your seatbelt ready because we're going to have to buckle up. That 3rd quarter seemed like it flew by there.
It did. They just snapped. It just seemed like we just were coming back upstairs for the band performing. The 3rd quarter moved quick.
And a lot of these guys, moving here late into this ball game, they look like they're in good shape. Nobody looks too tired. Both teams look like they can play a high level of football right here. You're on the 44-yard line with a 4th and 4. I'm wanting to say, if I'm Coach Creasy here, as well as my defense has been playing, I punt the football and force Maryville to have to drive it a long way to try to take the lead here.
He's got Garrett Dodd out there practicing a little bit like he's going to be the kicker for them, number 95. So Dodd is going to punt the ball, looks like, going back the other way.
It looks like the offense is going to stay out there. Might try to get him to jump right here.
Okay.
An offsides call would give them a first down.
There you go. Linnell's going to try the hard count. Here we go. Steve Jackson blows the whistle. Uh-oh, Brevin Linnell, it's on the ground. It's rolling to the left side. Being chased down. Is he going to get the... Ooh, he got crushed. Ooh. Wow. They're going to turn the ball over on downs. The ball is now Maryville Rebels, and now that gives them a little burst of energy.
That was a big, big hit right there. That is one that we're going to see in the highlight reels, I'm sure, for the Maryville Rebels.
Spencer Shore, number 11, was chasing Linnell on that bad snap. And, you know, I think Linnell took off before the snap got there, which caused the confusion. Then it was just a jailbreak over to the left side. And then, but I tell you, man, Spencer Shore was right on his heels, putting pressure on him. And then he weaved up and got a few yards and then just got KO'd.
Does not look like they had the right personnel on the field for that.
Will White was on that last reception from Carnes. Hard count. Steve Jackson blows the whistle. Got an official timeout. Something's going on. Play clock reads 25. Game clock's just rolling 11:38, as you can see in your lower left-hand screen. He's wanting it to run. Let's play football. Carnes operates out of the shotgun. No backs. Trips to the left. Two-step rolling to the bottom of the screen. Lets it fly. That's Davis. Up to the 40. Up to the 35. Pushed out of bounds.
Carnes pass is complete to number 3, A.J. Davis.
He's pushed out of bounds by number 23, Brian Connard, the sophomore.
And I kind of like this by Coach Hunt right here. You know, they're saying, you know what? Let's spread them out. Let's get our receivers involved and see what we can do here. Haven't really thrown the ball too much here today. Let's give Carnes, let him rip a couple times, and so far so good.
That may have been Malik Siebert, number 13, on that tackle. Carnes on the end and around. Oh, no. Justin Jefferson was there on the stop.
Stop made by Jefferson.
Looked like Christian Markham on the carry right there.
First down,
slot receiver. Now Maryville with a first down here, going down to the 18.
They're not scared of it.
They are not. They are not. And this Oakland defense has done a very good job of buckling down in pressure situations. So would not be surprised if they can hold them to 3 here or get another turnover.
Isaiah Cobb to the right of Carnes. And they fakes it, pulls it from the belly, throws it in the dirt. The intended receiver was number 83, Byron Brown.
And you talk about that chess match there. You know, Coach Creasy saying, well, you know what? They're going to spread us out. We'll get the personnel on the field for it. We'll get some more corners out there. But you know what? I'm going to creep a couple of them up to the line of scrimmage, and we're going to put some pressure in the backfield. They've only got 5 offensive linemen. You can only block 5 people. You got 7 people coming in. Do the math. You're going to have some trouble, just like you saw on that last play.
Carnes will operate out of the shotgun by himself. So they're sending and they're telling everybody, we will pass the football. Keeps his feet, shuffling, rolling to the right, lets it fly. That's Davis. Davis weaving, worming. He's up to about the 11-yard line.
It's a good play right there by Davis, making something out of what looked like it was going to be a loss. They make that tackle right there. We're talking 3rd and 12. Now a very manageable 3rd and 4, especially with the way they've been throwing the football on this drive.
I'm going to predict Maryville's going to score. They're playing patient ball. They're not really in a big hurry. Karn's doing a good job of leading them.
Pressure.
2-step. He sees David. Ooh, Cobb got hit in the back.
Pass intended for Cobb is incomplete.
There was that pressure coming again
Washington.
off the edge. Oakland's defense, yet again, buckles down in a pressure situation. They're going to force Maryville to have to kick the ball. We'll see if this is a big kick right here. They got to tie this ball game.
Big kick. You got to tie it. 3 things got to happen here: the snap, the hold, and the kick. Maryville's really good at all
Oakland's already
three.
blocked the punt tonight, so we'll see if
They're
they can
good
block
at all
the kick.
3, though. We're tied. Ladies and gentlemen.
No good. It went right. It's no good. It went off to the right.
Wow. Looked like it was headed right in. I was getting ready to call tie ball game.
Boy, and that's
unbelievable.
This 4th quarter just has you on your toes. 1 minute, the momentum's over here. Then it goes over there, and then that big missed kick comes right back over here to Oakland. And now, under 10 minutes left in this ball game, run the football, try to chew up some clock.
Probably going to go back to your quarterback with Timmy Goodrich.
Most importantly, they need some points on this drive, though.
You know what Kevin Creasy's going to do? He's going to chew up some clock. That's what he's going to do. Mookie Wilson in that. I think that's who they give it to Big Mookie. Mookie picks up about 4 yards. Jano was there on the stop.
Stop made by Jano.
Number 56.
Jano's got to have 10 tackles here tonight at least.
At least in the second half. He's a fantastic football player.
Very good. Filling in for, the loss of T.D. Blackman. Maryville, it's that next man up no matter year to year. They're on currently a 69-game regular season winning streak. Have not lost in the regular season since 2010 against Alcoa.
Their 3rd and 4th graders go home tonight and dream about being a Maryville Rebel when they go to sleep every night. Teddy Goodrich, his pass is overthrown.
Very possible that was intentional there by Timmy Goodrich. Under a lot of pressure. They had a couple guys down there, both in double coverage, so you just chuck that thing as far as you can where nobody can get it. That's okay. We'll take our 3rd and 6 rather than an interception.
Ball mark now on the 24-yard line. As you can see, that clock stopped at 8:51. 3rd down situation. You need 3rd and 7 for the first.
Both teams still with all 3 of their timeouts.
Got Linnell in there. Mookie rolling. Geron Brooks on the shuffle pass. Good enough for a first down.
I love that call right there.
Number 23, Tommy Smith, the senior on the stop, 5'11", $175.
You spread everybody out right there. Get the defense over towards the sidelines. You get that shovel pass up the middle. There's nobody there over the middle of the field. Great call there by Coach Creasy.
We go back. Looky here. Timmy, I mean.
Timmy Goodrich is the ball carrier. Gain of 7 on the play.
Tackle made by number 28, Noah Humphreys.
Stop made by Shore and Jano.
2nd down, 2nd and about 4. Ball marked just on the 44.5. And the clock continues to work with 8:05. Kevin Creasy's got the lead here at Ray Hughes Stadium.
Geron Brooks in the backfield with Goodrich.
And that's who they give it to. On the left side, he hangs on to it this time.
He's got it. First down,
Number
Patriots.
26 on the tackle, Seth Oren.
Matthew Walker on the stop. Gain is enough for a Patriot first down.
Ball marked now at the 49-yard line. Kevin Creasy just keeping that clock working.
You've got to like what you've got going so far. Continue to pound the rock right here.
Justin Jefferson down here by us, but they hand the ball off. Whistles blow. Rooks was going to run it. It looks like it's going to be a dead ball. False start called against the Oakland Patriots.
I suppose if it's going to happen, you want it to happen on first down, so you still got 3 more chances to try to advance that ball down the field. But coming late into this game, you cannot be having penalties like this.
1st and 15. You said it'd be a low-scoring game. It is a low-scoring game. Ball now marked on the 44-yard line of the Oakland Patriots. Timeouts are still held by both squads. Both of them have 3. Linnell, the quarterback, 2-step drop. It's batted in the air, Coach.
Linnell's pass is incomplete.
Tried to set up a little bubble screen right there to that wide receiver in the slot, but Maryville Rebels were having none of that. They were coming, and they were coming hard. They don't stick their feet in the ground. They had guys blitzing, and they just got in there too quick.
2nd and 15 now. Do they keep Linnell in there?
Looks like they do. He's
Yeah,
going to
keep him in there with Rooks.
Mookie Wilson down here at receiver.
Still batted again.
Linnell's pass is incomplete.
Coach Creasy's out on the field. He's upset.
They might be looking for a roughing the passer call there. That was 11 for Maryville. Spencer Shore, who got in there, he gave Linnell a hit. Did not knock him to the ground, but I think that's what they were looking for right there. Now big, third down and 15.
Yeah, 3rd and 15. You need a first down. If not, you're going to have to kick it. Maryville's going to have plenty of time to do something. Chess match.
It's crunch time.
Linnell, 2-step, 3-step, looking to the left. Now he's going to run it. He's going to run it. He's not going to get the first down. He's pushed out of bounds by number 23, Tommy Smith.
By number 23.
It's a good, smart play there by Linnell. Don't try to force anything. You pick up a couple of yards. It's 3rd and 15. It's all field position at that point. It's very hard to convert there. Pick up a couple of yards. That helps out the punt team.
Garrett Dodd wants to do some type of kick and at least get it down there, make them, come from at least the 15. 20 is good, but you love to see it anything less than 20. So Dodd
inside
will do
the 20.
Yeah, Dodd's going to do everything he can to get it away. No pressure. Nice
kick.
Nice punt. And he's going to do that, but it's going to go in the end zone. They're going to start from their own 20 with 7 minutes, 6:59, whatever you want to call it. 1st and 10 from the 20.
And Davis right there did a good job looking up right there, kind of tricked a couple of those Oakland players that were coming in coverage. They kind of stopped because they think Davis is getting ready to fair catch this ball. But in all actuality, it
could have been a 15-yard penalty
line.
for knocking the snot out of somebody.
Yeah. Couple scores for you. Smyrna now up 27-10 against Wilson Central. 2:09 left in the 3rd.
Okay.
T. Hodge right there on the carry. Going to get about 5 yards. Get you a couple more scores right here.
Justin Jefferson on the stop.
Got a final score from Dayton, Tennessee. I think Cecil Joyce might have been right on the money. I'd have to go back and look again, but 52-21, Blackman takes that one to move to 2-0. So
if he don't get my box scores in on my paper on my behind the lens, I'm going to strangle him. Carnes operates out shotgun. Bad snap. He's in trouble. Ooh. Boy. Blake Spencer was after him. He was smelling the blood.
Big Blake Spencer. That's not a sight you want to have as a quarterback when you're picking up a bad snap. A man like that running right behind you. He runs as fast as he can, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to chuck this thing out of bounds. Good recovery there by Carnes on that bad snap. And now let's see if that Oakland defense can buckle down yet again.
They got to make this one. Because, no matter what, Oakland's going to start in good field position. If you can't make this